Concrete vines twisting, urban jungle rhythm glistening. Sunset slow, casting shadows where the streetlights listening. Heartbeat of the city, a bass drum thumping slow. Survival instincts kicking, gotta make that hustle grow. From broken sidewalks, dreams of paradise unfold. In this concrete jungle, stories yet untold. Universal jungle where the wild things roam. Echoes in the alleyways, calling this place home. We the children of the night, bathed in neon glow. Roots run deep in the concrete jungle, watch us grow.
Welcome, every single last one of you, to the Universal Jungle. I do want to say I apologize fully for not being on as much consecutively like I used to be. I do have bills I have to pay, and I do have a 9 to 5, well, more of a 10-hour job that I have to work. I have a daughter that's about to go to camp. I'm nervous, definitely about. Um, so we're not going to talk about that right now, but that and just life. I just been so busy. I did have a lot of shows that I was going to talk about, but something has struck my nerve, and I think the Universal Jungle deserves to talk about it. Now, I don't care if you guys don't tune in. I don't care if you guys don't like it. I really don't care. I just don't care. I'm putting this out, and it's up to you to utilize it to the best of your ability. I dare anybody to challenge me on anything that is said. You know what I'm saying? You can look it up, research it, and figure out who is telling what. And yes, my burn mark from the last time I told you I burned myself, yeah, it's still a little tender. Sure is. Like I said, welcome back to the Universal Jungle. Tonight we are doing something different. I'm not here to tell you what I want you to believe in. Here we separate facts from opinions. And that's the questions many people, you know how people avoid shit. If you are watching, I encourage you to do just that. Think of yourself, for me, and not just agree with me or disagree with me. Just think. You know what I'm saying? I vote everybody on the universal to put on their thinking cap, okay? That's what the show is to evoke thoughts, to make people laugh, to bring people facts that they can go back one day and look at. You know what I'm saying? Again, welcome to everybody to the Universal Jungle that's just now tuning in. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on today, and the biggest thing that has been on probably everybody's For You page is Nolan Wells. May he rest in paradise. Now, I have my opinions, I have my thoughts. That's what we're here for, right? To evoke debate, not arguments or pass judgment in a sense, but when I seen it pop up on my For You page, I seen that picture of them sitting on that boat. I, being who I am as a female, the side of the family I identify with the most, and what has passed on knowledge from my ancestors that have now passed on, that you don't really get into big crowds. You know, you would like to be friends with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I tell my kids all the time, you know, be safe. God gave you instincts and utilize them. Um, I don't know why on TikTok my lips look purple, but fuck you, okay? If you got something to say, that does tell you I'm black, okay? Um, I am mixed. I do have white family members and I have black family members in my life. I do go out in the sun, so in the wintertime I do lighten up. And I do have light white kids, so but anyways, I forgot what I was saying, but oh yeah, I kind of knew, judging my history and what's been passed on, especially in Mississippi, that them boys had something to do with it. The fact that we all know what has been said, the mom ended up having somebody, one of her friends or sister, one of the two, go get the phone. How do y'all end up back to y'all destination with the person that's missing's phone? Y'all got videos of y'all arguing over some other stuff, especially one where he's in the water. Then, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Not so much talk about it, but I'm gonna ask questions that make y'all think about what fits the narrative and who is running the narrative. And so, what we know, right, before we jump into any opinions, let's establish something important. There is a difference between what has been confirmed, what has been alleged, what people are assuming, and what social media has turned into facts without evidence. Too often, those four things get mixed together. So, tonight, every time we discuss something, I'm going to ask myself one question: do we know this or do we just believe it? And I think that's something that y'all need to ask. Is it something that we know for a fact, hardcore facts, there's evidence proven and backing it up? Or is it just because we're going off what people say, and sometimes words speak louder sometimes in certain cases with certain people of certain races? So, seeing how I don't have a couch, I would introduce the couch and tell the couch say hello to y'all, and y'all say hello back, but I don't have a couch. My husband knows that we go podcasting at 9 o'clock on Saturdays and when I'm gonna go on, but he is currently outside with a group of men doing group men things, so I'm gonna let him do his thing. At one point, he's gonna realize, oh shit, she's in there in front of her chair with the big old ring light on, talking to her phone and her computer. Oh, I'm supposed to be. Oh yeah. So these questions, hopefully, you guys are willing to answer. What proof does what does proof actually mean to you? Got to think about it. What does proof actually mean to you? To me, proof means that you have evidence to back up whatever you're trying to prove. That's what I believe that it means to me. You know, you can have a different opinion. I would love for you guys to, you know, put it there, put it there, put it there. So we can talk about it. But what does proof actually mean to you? Like I said, to me, proof is saying that you have the evidence to back up whatever you're trying to prove. Should someone be judged by public opinion or verified evidence? I honestly think people should be judged by verified evidence. I mean, you want to know that this person is actually the exact person that did whatever crime they're being charged with, or this victim is the actual victim being victimized. You want to make sure everything match up so they get the appropriate time for the appropriate crime. That's judicial justice. That's real justice. When you do crime, you pay the time. And everybody, no matter what color you are, if you did this, no matter what color you are, the stipulation shouldn't be levels. You should just be this. You know what I'm saying? I think verified evidence based on going on opinion, because back then we had the Winston-Salem witch trials, and people were killing innocent women because they assumed that they were witches based on opinions. They didn't have verified evidence. Y'all, hang on one second. Oh, my dog's in. I thought my dog was still outside. But they didn't have verified evidence. So a lot of people were getting burned for no dang on reason. You know what I'm saying? So again, should someone be judged by public opinion or verified evidence? Again, I say verified evidence. Put verified evidence if you guys agree. Have you ever believed something online that later turned out to be false? Hmm. I can't say yes and I can't say no. I've heard something and didn't fully know the full extent of the information that I was receiving, and or it piqued my interest to go and do some digging and researching and get trapped in a rabbit hole and be stuck on it for like months, thinking and asking certain questions to certain people that I could get feedback that's gonna not shy away of giving me their honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I can honestly say it's a lot of stuff out here that is false. But in false is truth. And in truth there's false. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is 100%. So unless you can do your own research and find verified people that can actually back it up with things that actually you can see through it, be a video or an experience or paperwork, like it's kind of hard, but I still would say yes and no, because I don't always believe everything that I see, but it does pique my interest. I love the brain, for one. I love to know why people do the things that they do, whether it be ridiculous, stupid, wild, whatever, petty. I love it. So for me, when people say stuff that kind of invoke my spirit or my thought process, and then it's y'all, I don't my tongue, but anyways, it makes me think and go deeper into the rabbit hole. Why did this person say this? Where did they get it from? Then when I go to that person, why did they feel that way? What evidence do they have to back that up? When can, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I question that. You know what I'm saying? I question things. So it's hard. Why are rumors often more powerful than facts? Because sometimes facts are not always facts. without having, we say facts a lot. You know what I'm saying? And to me, facts are, I don't know. So when you talk about rumors, people say so much that you can catch a lot of stuff, a lot of truths in those rumors, and you'll be damned if they don't end up being certain facts. So, I mean, rumors can be so powerful because people talk too damn much. People spread, so much of themselves and words and think that they're going to do all the damn time that they don't want to actually pay attention to the evidence. Shit don't make sense to them because they don't want to dive deeper into it. They get what they get and it's enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not okay with settling with any answer. Just like this young man's parents is not settled with it. A lot of white folks are not settled with it. A lot of black folks are not happy with the situation. And then not only a year prior to that, a young man was killed. Trey Reed, may he rest in peace. I didn't know nothing about it until they tied the stories together about what happened in Mississippi, where the young man was, you know, manually pulled onto a tree and unalive with two broken legs. So how do you do that with two broken legs? I'm just saying. And he also had Caucasian friends that were not okay with certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't imagine my son going out with a group of his friends of Caucasian race, knowing that my son, no matter what he did, he was never gonna fit in. I would tell him, when it's just you by yourself, I'd rather you just stay ashore and just sit that one out. I'd rather you just come back home and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Um, we'll plan something. Just if that's the case, just me and you, or would I'll plan something with your stepbrother, your stepdad, your biological dad, and you guys go do something. Whatever the cost, because I just couldn't imagine. I don't want to imagine. And like I said, my daughter is about to go on a camping trip. And I'm nervous as I don't get what, but I'm going to explain to this grandmother, that make sure nothing happens to my daughter. Because something happens to my child, yeah, we're just gonna be positive, okay? And I pray and I prayed. I'm prayed up for her. I'm gonna continue praying that she makes it to and from, and everybody that is anointed with her gets down to her campsite together, there safely and back. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Moving on. When information is incomplete, is it better? But here we are not trying to draw a conclusion. We can only go what we're working with, and it's not factual or opinion. It's just conversation at this point. And I'm asking the right questions so you guys can ask yourself when you guys are looking at his case. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can refer back to this video and pause it every time a question is asked and, write it out. Like, I know some of you kids are too young to understand what we used to go through in school. When we had to write a story, we had a brainstorm. The who's, the where's, the what's, the why's, the how's, okay? And every character had a part. And in that part, you know what I'm saying? Some a beginning, a middle, and an end. And you had to tell the story using your brainstorm. And then we brainstormed everything and then we put it into an outline. Once we got an entire outline and it got revised and it got edited by our teachers and they graded it, then we got to write it in its full entirety. Some of y'all don't remember that. It was actual writing when writing was fun, when school was somewhat fun. I guess the goal tonight isn't to reach a verdict. The goal is to think critically because once we stop asking questions, we start whatever we're told, which leads into what they are not talking about. Now that's where we separate facts from opinions. Let's move into the part that interests me the most. Not necessarily what everybody is saying, but what almost nobody's asking. Sometimes the biggest story isn't what's being told about, it's what's being ignored. Whenever a major story breaks, people usually fall into two groups. One side has already decided what they believe, the other side has already decided they're right. But somewhere in the middle are the questions that never get enough attention. What questions have what questions haven't been answered yet? One, why did you return back home without the only black kid in your group? Why did you hold his phone and erase all the evidence off his phone, messages and videos and stuff like that, only for a relative to come and pick it up? Why wasn't that the first thing you did? It's a lot of questions. Why didn't you call his mom off your phone to let them know at that moment? So it was on speakerphone, so not only he heard it, but you could ask, well, he decides he wanted to go here. Do you approve or do you not? Why did you not give his phone back? It's a lot of things not adding up. It's just not. Why do some stories dominate the news while others disappear almost overnight? That's a good one. Some stories dominate the news because of who's in it. Oftentimes, black people, if it was black person in it, regardless if it's good or bad, well, more or less bad. And in this case, it was more or less, in my case, my opinion, we got another one. And it's sad to think that, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like to think that black and white was never an issue. You guys were the ones that, oh, don't, it's not that. Yeah, it's always been that. Always. Again, I have a white side of family, I have a black side. If I go to my white side, I am too ghetto. I'm ratchet. I go to my black side, I act white. Okay? You see, so it is what it is. But it's true. It's always a black and white issue. And like I said, some stories get dominated by the news just because of what's in it. Who's playing the cards. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the other ones get swept under the rug because they don't want people to really know how crooked they really fuck are. It was really, I mean, hopefully you guys can give a better answer than I can at this point. Because right now, again, I have no couch. So it's just me. So I don't really have any other opinions but you guys. So hopefully you guys talk. Are we consuming information or are we consuming narratives? I think most people are consuming both. Because if you get the right YouTuber or the right person to say the right words in their right narrative, they can persuade a lot of people to do or listen to what they're saying. But if you have the right information behind it that invokes your thinking process and hold people accountable for their actions and what they're saying, then I think that outweighs the consuming narrative portion. You know what I'm saying? So in other ways, I'm saying there's still a lot of people that are asleep. There are still people that are part of the masses. And there's a lot of people that have been awoke for years. People are just waking up, and this is new. It's blind brain, mind blowing. Good God, I cannot talk today. Maybe because I'm thirsty. I don't know, but I just my tongue and the roof of my mouth is sticking. But maybe, just maybe, that's what we need to start doing. Instead of accusing and assuming what's going on, we need to start finding all the information and as it comes together, put the pieces together until we get maybe almost to the end, like a 100-piece puzzle. You get down to the last 10, and you can see the picture. That's when we can start putting those actual facts. Oh yeah, we know. You know what I'm saying? But like they said, what's done in the dark does come to light, and it may come sooner than most. I don't know what's going on with Marie's stream. Y'all, hang on. I have to refresh it. It's not like y'all chatting anyway. So when does healthy skepticism become conspiracy thinking? And when does blind trust become dangerous? I don't know. Healthy skepticism, I guess, when you have things that make sense, like the Tupac murder, the Biggie Smalls murder, the Whitney Houston murder, the Prince, the Michael Jackson, the list goes on. Like, you can't help but to put two and two together. So that I can say is healthy skepticism, because there are skeptics out there that cannot believe that that really happened, but it really happened. In the industry, and these elites and these upper heads have the power and the money to get rid of things like that. No less than what's going on in Mississippi right now with Nolan Wells. You know what I'm saying? When you do blind trust, that does become dangerous, because you're literally believing everything these white supremacist people that voted for Trump blindly trusted this orange fucking man to do all this stuff, and now they have to shut down their farms. You know what I'm saying? You had these Asian people thought that their shit didn't stink, and now they got to shut down their hair salons and their nail salons and shit like that. It's not funny. The Jamaicans and the Africans and the Haitians found out real quick, like, stop playing with us. Like, y'all finding out real quick, like, being blindly trusted by these folks that said any and everything to y'all to make y'all believe that whatever they were doing was for the betterment of you, when it was only profit in their pockets. That's what propaganda is about. That's what monopoly is about. Y'all stop. Please come to the jungle. Please. These questions is serious questions that y'all really need to be eternally asking yourself every time you hear something that doesn't fit the program and something doesn't feel right about the narrative. Ain't no damn way. Boom. You got 5 kids, right? Out of that 5 kids, 4 of them are black and one of them is white. And let that fucking kid, that white kid, not come home with them black kids. Here's the thing. It would never happen. It would never happen. You know why it would never happen? Because them black kids will be calling everybody in they can to get them to help find this missing white boy or missing white girl. It just we're not leaving. You came with us, you leaving with us type situation. Like and it's unfortunate that it's not the other way around. But if the shoes were on the other foot, that white boy would have not died by himself. That white boy would have not been left. He would have had his damn phone. His mama and them would have been called the moment he decided to change his mind and not get on the goddamn boat. And shit, we wouldn't have got on the damn boat. At least 2 to 3 of us would have stayed back. Why the other ones was on the boat? Fuck that. And judging that the color of our skin, not to say that we don't know how to swim, because a lot of us do know how to swim. You know what I'm saying? We just don't like big bodies of water. That's a lot of motherfucking water to swallow. The fuck? That's what it is. I mean, did you not realize what the fuck that happened Titanic? Did you think Leonardo DiCaprio had a whole lot of water to that's why he died. He couldn't swallow no more motherfucking water. And then the white boy turned into fucking ice and died and sunk to the bottom. Just like everybody the fuck else. Okay? It's a lot of fucking water to be trying to fucking swallow. That's the reason why. Let's get this stigma out of people's fucking head. A lot of us black kids do know how to swim. And the ones that don't know how to swim, you will see fucking floaties because they be damned if they fucking drown. And then they don't get too far out so they could drown. You see what I'm saying? They just it's just not heard of. Yeah, I already studied. I was trying to get your attention. Yeah, that was my husband. I told you he's gonna realize. Hmm. Let me turn. Get that microphone right there, Dante. That microphone over there on the table. Just give me it. Give me. Let's fix it. Hello. Speak into that one.
Yo.
Say something.
Hey, yo.
Say today's date is July 11th.
July 11th.
I said, say today. His date is.
Today, date.
You're gonna have to speak louder and turn up the mic.
Let's try it out.
No, it's not. Push the up button. Is it okay? Is it okay to say I don't know enough yet to make up my mind? In this case with Nolan Wells, yeah. I can honestly say it is okay to say I don't know enough yet to make up my mind because we don't know. Like, you know, although I'm leading one way, and there's no way about it. We all know how he was with a group of people and he didn't end up with them group of people. They're guilty as hell, but I just would like to know more about the situation. You know what I'm saying? And it may not have been them group of white folks. It may have been a whole entire group of angry white folks. You know what I'm saying? But still, nonetheless, I'm not leaving without my friend. Period.
Yeah, that's how great. Shit, that's how I grew up. That's
Talk
how
into the
you
mic.
grew up. If we go anywhere, say 5, 4 people, I'm gonna make sure them 4 or 5 people was good one time for other people.
Who benefits if people stop asking difficult questions? That's why the jungle's here, because I like asking these difficult, deep ass questions. Because if you don't ask these people stop thinking. Then when people stop thinking, people stop asking. And when people stop asking, things disappear and then nothing gets solved. So those people that benefit are those same people that do it every single day. They do it so much they got good at it. Especially here in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Um they've have a history of sweeping things under the rug, and they're used to people being quiet and not asking and provoking the right questions and turning leaves. They That's how they make their money. They just make up shit and they sweep it under the rug, and we're supposed to just believe it.
But hell, when I heard they were doing that for years.
So who benefits if people stop asking difficult questions?
Okay, what's the question? You said what?
Who benefits if people stop asking difficult questions?
Only the person that's going through it, because ain't nobody else on the earth with him.
You got to
Take
speak
care of
louder.
themselves. And that song sounds so more louder than yours. I don't like it.
It's supposed to.
Sound like I want to say.
It's supposed to, so it doesn't interfere with this. How do you tell the difference between evidence and the story that simply sounds convincing?
Can't.
What do you mean you can't?
You made your face. Really, you can't. People can make, they can tell you this and tell you that. And they can make it sound so sweet, they have your head fucked up. Because some people known to do it. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
how do you tell the
you will never
difference?
know what shit real these days.
Okay, but how do you tell the difference between evidence and somebody telling you something convincing? How do you tell the difference? How do you tell the difference?
Me, it's kind of hard. Like you get advice,
Talk
you get advice.
evidence,
I would only
evidence,
listen to
evidence.
okay, then, but I will only listen to the people that's close to me. Like outsiders, no. Because I will feel some type of way, but it can be your friends that damn tell you something.
No, I think how do you tell the difference between evidence and a story that somebody's made up to convince you?
You can't.
How? Yes, you can tell the difference.
Can't.
This
How?
is
How?
this is how you tell the difference, because
If you
evidence is backed up. You could always go back to the beginning and know that something happened. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we weren't there at the O.J. Simpson house. We don't know if that man really killed Nicole and Roy, or whatever his name is, Rod, whatever his name is.
that's what I'm saying.
We don't know. Okay. But the evidence that was brought to attention didn't match up. So without that being said, although the media want us to believe that he did it, the evidence showed that he didn't. The glove didn't fit. He wasn't around. He walked into some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, evidence is always going to have proof. Proof is people working hard to research or getting the f- the facts, are hardcore things that you can't deny. You can't deny that I punched you in your face.
You
The
right.
evidence is that you got a black eye. The proof that you know that you got a black eye is because I punched you in your eye. Now, who's seen who, if I punched you in your eye, it determines on who was around and what was around. If it was between me and you,
Yeah, yeah.
it's, but I mean, it's your word against mine. You know what I'm saying? I can say you walked into the door.
I know. I've been locked up a couple times for that. He said,
Yeah, talking to the mic.
I am.
You know, I could have said you walked in the door. We both know I punched you in your eye. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we have the evidence,
But I got another question about the OJ shit. I still have not seen that, of how,
it was one of my case studies when I had to go through criminal justice.
maybe he did it and he did. Don't nobody really know.
But
They not-
it's not hard to tell evidence between somebody trying to convince you into believing something. First of all, if you're gullible enough to believe anything anybody says, you're slow. And that speaks volume for you, not for that person, because person is magical. That person has got a good tongue. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some discernment and know who is telling you the truth and who's not. Something in your spirit, God gives you a spiritual feeling, and it's for different people, different things. To me, I feel like this real tingling, like in my spirit, like almost like butterfly feelings when I feel like it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that leads me to go further and further and further and further and further. And then I get to a point where I have to ask a lot of questions. Even our prophets said in our past in the Bible, ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And God said, I will give you all the answers when you return home to me. You know what I'm saying? So I I feel like that's how you determine the difference between evidence and somebody telling you a story.
You're right. When you're speaking on, you have to ask questions.
Talk into the mic.
Well, you have to ask questions. You have to ask questions. You need to know what's going on and how they.
When you talking, act like you rapping into the mic so people can hear you. New mic, so he's adjusting. I think one of the most underrated phrases in today's world is I don't know yet. That isn't weakness, sometimes it's wisdom. It means you're willing to wait for more information instead of rushing into conclusion. Amen, amen, amen. Asking questions isn't about rejecting the truth. It is about making sure we've actually found it. Which leads into this next segment, the bigger picture. And now keep in mind, we're talking about the Nolan Wells situation, and I know you guys heard so much. I don't need to reiterate nothing what's going on or any YouTuber. What I'm giving you is a different insight and questions. So when you go into it for yourself and do your own self research on this case, you go with it and in a different mindset and you ask the right questions. So when you put your puzzle piece together, it makes sense. So then when you do hear a collective of intelligent, like minded people saying the same thing, you know exactly what you're talking about. So it won't be so hard for you to pass on the information to somebody else. And maybe you can change your mind. Hey, well, how about you look at it this way? You know what I'm saying? And that's all we're doing here in the Universal Jungle. You have your way, and I'm telling you to look at both ways. Let's zoom out for a minute. Forget the names, forget the headlines, forget who's trending. What does this situation say about us as a society? Because every major story becomes a mirror. Sometimes it reveals more about us than it does about the people at the center of it. We've lived in a time where information travels faster than the truth. Within minutes, people choose sides. Within hours, opinions becomes facts in people's minds. And with days, a person's entire reputation can be built and or destroyed. But here's my question. Are we becoming thinkers or just reactors? Here in the Universal Jungle, if you tied to the jungle, you're a jungle mate, jungle friend, jungle bro, jungle sis, jungle queen, jungle princess, prince. We invoke thinking.
And I like it. That was a deep question.
We evoke thinking. We don't like to do so much reacting. If that was the case, you would see a little picture of me reacting to it, to a previous story. We're not. This is fresh. This is live. You know what I'm saying? You get in where you can get in.
Yo, that's deep.
Are we becoming thinkers or just reactors? Are you becoming a thinker now that you've been on the Universal Jungle? You know what I'm saying? And the things that I've been talking about, I know it has invoked you to think. You ain't just been reacting. So, I mean, how do you feel? Use your mic because can't nobody hear you. This is my mic.
Oh, you too.
Are you a thinker?
Well, you like to be heard. And you make sure your voice heard. And I want my big brother.
Dante, stop forcing it on everybody and
Well,
stop forcing it on
it's
everybody.
oh, it's actually called shit.
Are you a thinker or are you just a reactor? I mean, being
Yeah,
here,
I'm a thinker because I can think about a lot of shit that I want to do, but I don't. But it's still stuck in my head of what I want to do, but I don't.
think my husband's a little intoxicated and not listening to the questions. I need you to not, I mean, be loud, but not so. You could talk a little louder than that, but
Hey, Jackson, that shit clear.
Said, question was,
are you becoming a thinker or just a reactor?
I was always instant react. I was always an instant react. I was always react so quick that I wasn't able to think about it. Now that I see life the way it is, I think about everything. I think about the outcome. I think about the shit. What's what's the end game outcome? What's the very last thing that's gonna happen? What does it all amount to? I have to think about everything. Because if you don't think about it, you just react. You'll be reacting to something that's killing you, or something that's destroying you, or something that's thwarting your success. So now I think about everything. What used to be, what should be, what needs to be, what is and what ain't.
I respect that. I respect it. I respect it.
Like I said, here in the jungle, we think. I evoke thinkers. I evoke people to challenge their thought process because without knowledge, there's no key. And without the key, you have no fucking power. Thinkers, think, 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 think.
You said thank you. That. What was it? The question? What was the question? Again.
Are we becoming thinkers or just reactors?
that's kind of hard to say because it's gonna take you to think in order for you to react, right?
But
You gotta
the,
think before you can react.
you have to think before you react.
So,
But at the same,
question is strong, a deep question, but
but at the same
for
time,
me, I don't know.
but at the same time, there's people that just react, and then later you think,
Okay, with that being said, like I used
it's
to
out of
say,
order.
when I used to do shit that I regret, but I would do it and think about it later, like it was too late. Like I used to, my actions was fresh before I thought about it, but it was too late because I done did the damage.
And then you be up there thinking, God
Yeah,
damn, why the fuck did I do that? Why didn't I think about this shit first?
you just ran
Now,
out.
think about this shit before you make any action, because with any action, reaction.
Yeah.
And there's consequences behind those reactions.
Take that.
So you have to think about, and I teach my kids, all 6 of my kids, that you need to think before you speak. You need to think before you walk. You need to think before you do anything, because sometimes thinking doesn't always involve you doing anything. Sometimes you could think and not say shit. And that's the powerful thing about not saying anything, not doing anything,
But you know the difference.
being in silence, not telling nobody how you feel, what you're doing,
Everybody's
because
thinking
that
is
involves people to think how to approach you. You see, sometimes you can evoke thinking without even doing anything. People are going to tread lightly when it comes around you because they don't know what's going on in your mind, so they think about it.
right.
They think about your actions. They think about how you move. You may have been the last person on everybody's mind when it came going out, but now you not talking to nobody. You ain't calling nobody. You dead silence. You not liking their Instagram posts and whatnot.
Hey,
Do you know how powerful silence is? Not only that,
see, like he made me shiver. That's a powerful person.
it is a powerful person doing things in silence. You don't always got to let everybody know how you move when you move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we really need to start thinking about some shit before we start reacting to some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They made a song, It's Getting Sticky. It's only getting sticky because motherfuckers didn't use the mop to clean up the floor first.
Right. I did now. Shit crazy. Like
You know what I'm saying? If you was that thoughtful person that thought about it, you know it's about to be sticky in there. So go grab the mop and clean it up before it gets sticky
I
again.
would rather.
No, if that's the only place, if that's the only place you have to go, even in your own domain, and you know as soon as you walk in it's sticky, the first thing you need to do is make sure you bring a mop in that house. Clean it up, mop, bucket and all. Clean it up. That shit won't be sticky. And I guarantee you, after you mop it up, everybody's gonna have a different sense of respect for you. Then you're gonna build boundaries. People are not gonna come in your house and make your shit sticky. You feel what I'm saying?
The sticky part, you can't have the person, not be sticky. That's how they. We can't teach them. We can give them guidance, but they still won't listen. You know what I'm saying?
But that's
So
also,
it's on them to take advice.
I mean, but that's also your cue to get away. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to be around somebody that when you give them guidance, they don't even care? Okay, you don't care, then we are not in the same elevation circle. I can't move forward and elevate to the next level if you're always going to anchor me down. We supposed to be elevating together, and you know what I'm saying? Even in the rapture, we've seen it in a couple of these comical movies. Even in the rapture, You cannot bring the next person. It's only for you, for you. You were brought in this world for you. You have to go out this world for you. You know what I'm saying? No shade is not being selfish. It's just being real, factual, smactual. Why are people more comfortable repeating information than researching it? I can answer that
I
one.
can't even answer that for real because
Why do you think people are easier to repeat something than actually go look it up for
I
themselves?
don't know. That's a hard
Because
question.
nobody wants to do the work. Everybody's scared to
But
do
it's
the
the
work,
same
but
thing.
they so easy to take somebody else's hard work, put it up on a little picture and react to it because that's much easier.
No, like I'm saying, like so it's sort of like motherfucker post some certain shit on Facebook, and other people gonna go with
It
it,
just be like
react
these
to it.
videos that I'm doing now. Somebody takes one of my videos
They ain't gonna know with it.
and they're gonna react to me saying whatever and having their own opinion.
Yeah.
Which, by all means, give me the likes. You know what I'm saying? I do this for a hobby. I don't do this for a living. So you're gonna catch me, you catch me, you don't, you don't. We're gonna again. I work in silence. I work in silence. So like I said, I wasn't here because I was working. But what do you think people are more comfortable, like I said, more comfortable repeating information than researching? And I believe, yeah, people are more comfortable.
It's a 50-50 because you got say you got 100 people gonna read it. It's a 50-50. Well, 40 out of the other. Motherfuckers hear shit and go repeat it like they the mess. Well, you still got half of the people that stick to the code. We ain't gonna believe none of that shit until we see it and get proof. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's like 98 people repeating it again and twisting it up into their narrative, and it's 2% like, nah, that shit don't even make sense. Let me go and find a horse, or let me go back to where the source is so I can work my way and figure out, so when the next person tell me, I can correctly say, no, this is how it happened, this is how it broke down. Stop getting your information for this person and go do your information for yourself. And this is what, tying back to the Nolan Wells, this is the thing. Y'all need to go do the information, the research for yourself. Go do the research. Get the information for yourself. Trace all the things back. Make it make sense. 2 plus 2 equals 4, not 7. Okay? Make it make sense. You hear something I'm saying?
Yeah, he said, you know what I'm saying? You can't believe in that, you know what I'm saying?
Can you do me a favor? Can you go grab my soda out the refrigerator? Do we value truth or do we value being first?
That question, that's still hard. It's still hard. How you gonna know it's truth though?
Do we value the truth or do we value being the first one to say it out of our mouth?
Well, how you know it's the truth?
Because you didn't did the information. That's why you're not the first one to say it.
I mean, you can do information, but everything you look at it is not true. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
Okay. Do we value the truth or do we value being first? A lot of you here on social media doing social media stuff, influencer, creators, whatever, podcasting, a lot of y'all, you know, want to be the first one out there to say it. That's the first one to say it. Usually the first one that says it is the most believable and the most reliable because they heard it first. You know what I'm saying? I take a little bit from there, then I keep going. But then it should be in the refrigerator. Not unless you put it in the freezer, and I don't know why you keep doing that.
I didn't do nothing.
Thank you. But a lot of people say, like, boom, I'm gonna take for instance, when you know you about to get in trouble between you and your siblings, If you go tell mom and dad first, it's less likely you're going to get a lot of whooping or discipline because now they're going to wait until your sister and brother come home to see who said what. You know what I'm saying? And you're more believable than the other two. So you run home. So a lot of these people run to these things to tell the story first. And like I said, the first one they usually believe. Me, I like to gain information before I even speak about it. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of people speaking about it in the last couple of days. So I do have a lot of research and a lot of information. I don't know why you keep doing it. I'm on podcast. I'm not doing that on podcast. I don't know why people don't just, take the information, let it gain up, get the traction, and do their own research. And we still don't have all the information. You know what I'm saying? Has social media algorithm changed the way we think? Do you think social media algorithm changed how we think?
No, but yeah. No, but yeah. Because our kids get older and
Talk into the mic.
a lot of shit going on out
Can't nobody hear you. You gotta talk into the mic.
there. They can't hear me. They ain't got
You gotta speak, you gotta speak into the mic.
the year. It's a lot of difference. Wow, like I'm an age, you know what I'm saying? The new generation is different. We had to
Get close to the mic so you can hear yourself come out of here. Then you speaking loud enough. Can't nobody hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Speak.
so
Anyways, I'm gonna continue the show and just pretend if he can't speak into the mic, like I've been telling him, nobody can hear him. How do you expect y'all to hear him?
damn, I heard.
Cause you're talking and you can't hear yourself speak. You're I honestly think the algorithm has changed how we think. You look at what we view on our TikToks and our reels and whatnot. Once you look at one thing and heart it, it starts to become something you see all the time. If you clicked on one fighting video, 99% of the videos that you see on your reels is people fighting, people arguing, some kind of degree of the demonetization of what's going on in the real world. Um, it kind of distracts you from trying to actually elevate and get to where because then you end up in a rabbit hole because you done stuck on TikTok for about 7 hours when you was only supposed to be there for an hour. Is your opinion really your own or was it shaped by the voices you listen to every day? What do you say? Me, a lot of it was my own, but I had a lot of great people that helped form a lot of the opinions I had, and I had to use what they taught me and go beyond it, use their knowledge and build on top of it. So it takes things like that to make who you are. So I guess, yes, the voices did shape how I listen to things and people every day, on top of what I put forth out to the universe and how I talk to my kids. So hopefully, when my kids make up and have kids of their own, they're going to use what I taught them, what they learned, and shape their children from it. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to participate, or are you just going to sit there and you're not going to answer questions? When was the last time you changed your mind after seeing new evidence?
Recently, see new evidence that someone doesn't care. Just give up and then give up, give in, move on.
With the Nolan Wells situation. That's what we're talking about with the Nolan Wells situation.
And like what
Yeah.
that
We're
that
not
message.
yeah, so basically we're not everybody knows about the case by this point. We're asking the questions that pretty much ain't nobody really asking, and that is, when was the last time you changed your mind after seeing new evidence on any kind of significant case when it had to deal with us? Like the Rodney King being the Floyd Mayweather, wow. Um the Floyd guy, the one that said I can't breathe. All of that, like,
That's
no, it was his first name was Floyd, but I can't think of his last name. But have you changed your mind ever hearing new evidence?
quite a few times.
You have to
Quite a few times.
you see how he have you ever changed your mind when you ever heard in a case of of a situation of that death, new evidence?
Not really, because in my head I already, scoped it out, so I know. Okay.
See, when you can hear yourself, then we can hear you. I like when you talk like that. Me personally, I don't like to make too many assumptions because you never know what new evidence is going to come up. So it's like I said, you want to hang on, y'all. You want to be able, like the question said, when was the last time you changed your mind after seeing new evidence? You really shouldn't change your mind because you shouldn't have all your ducks in a row. You shouldn't have all your eggs in a one basket. You should always leave open of interpretation. You should have like five roots of possibilities of what it could be. So then when one or the two, if y'all have ever played Clue, you know what I'm saying? It's like the Clue game. You don't know who did it, but you kind of do know who did it, but you wait until you get all the evidence together. You know what I'm saying? Most people, when they play Jeopardy from home, half the time they guess the wrong fucking letter, thinking it said this, and then it said a whole nother damn word. So, me personally, I don't think anybody should have the option to change any mindset because you shouldn't be dwelling. Now, there's people out here that are closed minded and retarded and racist as hell. Those people are closed minded. Those people already draw conclusions if the shit does not go their way, period. Oh, he did it. They need to push the blame on somebody else.
But I think, some of them people was cause, that's how they was brought up.
It don't matter. We live in a world of change. It's not hard.
They was trained like that.
It's not hard. Stop giving people
I'm
excuses.
not, but they was trained like that.
Okay, just like people say you were brought up ratchet, knowing damn well you was not. they're gonna assume that because of the color of your skin. Don't give people excuses. People are people. People are gonna do what they're doing. My mom could have chose to do what her mother chose to do. She chose for herself, just like I could have chose to do what I want to do, and I chose for myself. We are brought up with free will and choice. That's what Jesus Yahweh died on a cross for. You know what I'm saying? He gave us free choice. So no, if God can give you this choice, question every fucking thing. Why do we find it so difficult to admit where we might be wrong?
Because a lot of people don't want to get labeled being wrong. You know, not saying me, but everybody is not the same. You know,
I say,
I done been around with people that I seen them fuck up. So when I question them, they still sit in my face a lot. But I seen you. You know what I'm saying?
I think people are scared to be wrong. It's because they cowards. They have insecurities that they're not willing to face. When you're wrong, that means you have to take accountability, and a lot of people in this world are not capable of taking accountability, and I use that a lot. And almost all my podcasts, like accountability goes a long way, and when you take accountability, you're able to say, "Yes, I'm wrong."
And
That means you're
relief off you.
It does, and you don't realize that you're being honest to that person, but more importantly, you're being honest to yourself. And they say if you can't love yourself, you damn sure can't love the next person. So if you can't be honest with yourself, the same rule applies. You damn sure can't be honest with nobody the fuck out. So when you take accountability and admitting that you're wrong, it goes a long fucking way. That person can finally trust you because they know that they could be open and admitted to you and say, you know what, bruh, thank you for saying you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be this hidden compartment in your soul because you don't want to be wrong. Be wrong. That means you got a lot to learn. Figure out where you went wrong with at. You know what I'm saying? Figure out where you went wrong at and learn. Get knowledge. Get the key. Get the power. You know what I'm saying? They go hand in hand. It's a trifecta. Like the Son, the Spirit, the Holy Ghost.
That's why I say nowadays the new generation, some of those need people like us that's older to give them guidance
Well,
because
they need
without
to
that
tune
they ain't
into
gonna
the
make it.
jungle. I mean, but at the end of the day, I just can't. I cannot understand why people are scared to kind of. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Regardless if I want to admit it to you right then and there, if it's in my spirit and it eats me up as it would, because I'm the only person I fear really in life, the only person I fear in life and in death is God. So he's gonna put it in me. You know you was wrong, Donisha. Go fix it. And it may take me a day or two, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be the woman that I stand for, and I'm gonna say I was wrong. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to be genuine in it. Yes, did it take a couple of days? I had to find the right words and I had to figure out in myself internally where I went wrong. I had to play back and think about everything that just played out between me and your argument, or me and your disagreement, or me and whatever you had that we didn't necessarily see eye to eye on. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's hard for me to say if people today are scared. That's why it's easy for me to say when people are scared to say that they don't like to be wrong. You don't like to be wrong. You a coward. You don't want to take accountability. I can't fuck
But
with
you
you.
can't say it because it's a lot. There's a lot of people I could say that's dead right now because they was not strong enough to be that strong. When everybody is not built like it.
And
You
you're.
can call it whatever you want to
I
call it,
mean,
but
I don't
everybody
understand.
is not.
I don't understand. You make that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you. You said some people don't like being called a coward. You
No,
got some people that
some
kill
people don't
themselves
like to be called wrong. I call
right,
them
that
cowards.
too.
But that has nothing to do with life or death
Some
because
people don't
somebody
want to
don't
hear it.
like. Okay, and that speaks volumes for that person. That means they need to get in tune with their self and figure out why they don't like being wrong. You don't have to be strong to know that you don't like being wrong.
But really,
You don't have to be weak
don't
to know
nobody
that you
worry.
don't like to be wrong. But when you admit that you're wrong, that just takes a whole burden off your shoulder because now you can only you admit it to yourself and to everybody else that you are a genuine person. And yes, you are capable of being wrong. I tell my kids, I'm an adult. I don't know how to be a mom. I'm learning just along the way as they learning how to be my kids. I could be wrong, but I need facts. I need evidence to know what the fuck I did for you to come in rebuttal against me. If I'm right, I need you to sit down and shut the fuck up and go do what the fuck I just said to do. That's how that happens. You know what I'm saying? If two people watch the exact same event and walked away with completely different conclusions, what does that say about perception?
I don't know because I don't know because I always saying people, they can be together, but they think different. So you
I don't
think totally different. So
I don't
y'all's mind frame is on two different levels.
can you elaborate because
Really,
if two people watch the same exact event and walk away completely different with different conclusions, what does that say about perception? To me,
It's two different people. You never have the same perception.
it speaks volumes because two people are never always going to see the whole picture. But if one
No
person,
two people want to see eye to eye.
exactly, but what you don't see, I seen, and what I didn't see, you seen. So when we're telling somebody else, your side, my side, they can see the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? So while y'all sitting out there with this perception, we in the jungle have this perception. You know what I'm saying?
everybody have a different view.
Yeah, everybody's gonna always have a different view, just like the word love. What does love mean to me means different than you.
And
Means
I know
different from
some
him.
that you act that it's like love, love.
Stop talking to me and talk into the mic. We are teaching the next generation. Are we teaching the next generation how to think or simply what to think? We're all parents in this room. As parents, are we teaching our kids how to think or are we telling them how to think?
I can say it both because I'm trying to teach them, what you're supposed to do, what you should do. Because them being my kids, they fuck up, then I had to go out and do what I had to do. You know what I'm
Teach
saying?
them.
Because I would feel like I didn't tell them, everything that they need to know.
I gotta teach mine every day. I don't tell them what they're going. Gotta teach them how to do what they need to do to be able to stand up and go through this thing called life.
I feel you.
They gotta be taught before they can get back over and shown this is what I do my way. You do it better.
And from there, they make it their own. And I agree. I teach minds how to think. I give them an opportunity to voice their own opinion, so then they see what's going on right now, how to make it better, and how to move past it. And if they ever go through it again, they know what strings, what roads, what lights to turn on and off on that journey. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's exactly what needs to happen. We need to start teaching our kids how to think, opposed to tell our kids don't like them group of people, because now you're casting your opinions and thoughts and judgment onto your kids, so then they grow up doing the same thing, and it's in a repeat cycle. And when are we going to start breaking these cycles? And here I'm dead set on a universal jungle to break generational curses. Okay, I am trying to do that one by one, and that is one of them. You teach your kids how to do things, they can do it on their own. Jesus taught people how to fish for a reason. You think that's how you know he was black, y'all. You think that motherfucker was gonna keep going fishing for the whole village? Him himself. You honestly think he was gonna? No. Y'all bring y'all black asses. This is what you do with, and you do that. You catch your own fish. You bring your own shit. I got my own. Okay, I got my own shit to catch. I taught y'all, now y'all figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's one way to know that God was black and his son. Is it critical thinking becoming a lost skill? I honestly think so, because people stop thinking. They're just going off of words, off of other people, instead of doing the critical thinking part and brainstorming and figuring out in the research to get their point across. Nobody's doing that anymore. If I said, y'all go look outside, the sky is purple, and I made it so damn believable, I guarantee you half of y'all would be outside right now taking a picture of the sky, but like, this bitch is lying. You didn't even have to go outside. There ain't no phenomenon going on. It ain't like it was what in 2023 when that shit started falling from the sky and all them damn drones and all that shit. Okay, it's not one of those times. So I really think that people are literally stop thinking for themselves. It's crazy. But don't go nowhere, okay, y'all? Don't go nowhere. We on to the next segment.
Off the record, say it loud. Off the record, say it proud. Off the record, no holding back. Off the record, we cool with that. Real cap, no cap, no cap, no cap. Jungle vibe, jungle vibe. Where we at? The universal jungle. Off the record, say it loud. Off the record.
All right. That was, off the record. So we off the record right now. And this part is part of the show where I stop worrying about what y'all thinking. Okay? And we do this really correct. And we start asking the questions that people are uncomfortable with all the time. So off the record, if the case never involves someone people recognize, would you guys think anyone would be paying attention to this case? If Nolan Wells wasn't such a good football player and wasn't such a good athlete and was one of the top tier people, guaranteed spots and whatnot, do you honestly think he would be getting a lot of play if he was just a little low life project baby?
No, because before I even heard about this story, I didn't know, you know, they made him famous.
But he
I mean,
was
I wish he
he
just
was local.
survived.
He was locally famous
Yeah,
in
he
his
just got
town.
in college. You know what
He
I'm saying?
didn't die in college.
No, I'm saying he just got, from what I heard, he just got into college football.
He got graduated from high school. He was
Yeah,
going to
and
college.
he went to, what's that shit? Spring something. Spring
Yeah.
Ocean.
So what do you think? I mean, you honestly think if he wasn't this big person in his local town, do you think he would get this coverage? Do you think anybody would be paying attention off the record?
Yeah, because it took, it took, you know,
No,
about 20 lost for people to understand what's really going on.
I don't
And
think.
that story right there is going really viral.
And I think my husband misinterpreted the question like he has been since he sat down. I don't honestly think anybody would have been paying attention if Nolan Wells wasn't who he was in his local town. If he wasn't so big in sports and all this stuff, and his parents didn't have an impact or had so much to say and didn't have the means to get where they are now in this case, then no, I don't honestly think it would have been nothing. We wouldn't even know nothing about it. Off the record, why do some people immediately believe ac- accusations while others refuse to believe them no matter what the evidence comes out? Off the record, I believe because people are so easy to blame it on somebody the fuck else and not believe the evidence, and when the evidence come out it's shocking to them, and they done said all this negative stuff to this person to the point now that they can't go back, they can't take it back, so they might as well keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Off the record, y'all could jump in at any fucking time. Why do some people immediately believe accusations while others refuse to believe them no matter what the evidence comes out?
You can't believe in rumors.
I don't believe no rumors. I believe facts.
I believe evidence. I
But at
believe
the same
proof.
time, not everybody is using the forefront of their mind. They just want to want to assume shit and make assumptions of everything. And mostly, it's always the assumption that somebody is bad first. They want to see, they want to hear, they want to know, they want to talk about how bad somebody is. Nobody will talk about how good.
Right.
Oh, did you see such and such did that thing for them kids? And, oh yeah, I seen it. Ain't nobody said nothing about it. Oh, that boy over there that shot them 5 people. I know his family and all like that these years. And it's so quick to jump down somebody, jump and rain down on somebody for something positivity. Most people don't want to see that unless it's happening. So,
Are we seeking justice or off the record? Are we seeking justice or are we seeking someone to blame? I believe those people in Mississippi blame Nolan for his unaliving. But we, as a people backing up Nolan's family, we're seeking true justice. We want the truth because what evidence and what is being said does not make sense. It does not make sense. It does not make sense.
You got that black dude Kurt.
Yeah, for that lawyer.
let four black dudes take a white dude across the border, and they come back without him.
All black
Every last one of them gonna be in prison.
You damn right. Every single last one of them, they're gonna be beat all the way to the damn prison.
Let 3 black boys jump a white boy. They're gonna put him up there as he's a hero because he survived. He survived a gang member jumping and all
Right.
this. He survived where he shot 3
What's the
people.
other dude's
The
name?
4th person is in prison,
That's doing all the time.
and it's the
Huh?
kids.
What's the other dude's name that you got told?
But when it comes down to it,
Carmelo.
Yeah.
everybody gotta look. Open your eyes.
Yeah, about him.
Pay attention.
I mean, you got I mean, it's all. I mean, right now it's kind of ties in. You got Carmelo, in jail right now. Hopefully, he gets out for defending himself, which he didn't mean to land on that boy. You know what I'm saying? You got this Nolan situation. You got a lot of these situations. You're just not smelling right.
Always look at the color,
Right.
and the majority of the color win. 3 white boys, black boy didn't come back.
Right. And his phone either.
His
His phone came back.
Well, his phone made it back, but the black boy did. Every last one of them should be in prison.
Every
3 black boys go out there, 1 white boy go. Usually they just like a fishing rod. They throw something out there, say this, that, and the third is gonna happen. Get you out there, you don't never make it back.
right.
And that was black, white and black now, not black and white, white and black now. 3 white boys, 3 black boys, 1 white boy, 3 jumping. 3 black boys jumping the white boy. He stabbed one of them,
Light a cigarette, Dante.
and he died. What happens next? Black boys on the jail.
Carmelo Anthony's in jail.
But these
For-
white boys who let black boy dead brought his phone back. Where they at? At home playing the PlayStation
Right.
and Roblox.
But the shit about to get solved because he got one of the best people looking to investigate.
And it will never be solved correctly because the system is mostly
Cricket.
white.
And it's cricket. Especially in Mississippi.
And the so-called black ones in it, they ain't in it
For
for
us.
their people.
Mhm.
They ain't in it for what's real. They ain't in it for justice. They in it for promotions and checks and endorsements.
They're not even in it for that. They're in it to be one when they know they don't fit in no matter what. Off the record, if new evidence completely changed the story tomorrow, would you honestly change your opinion or would you defend the opinion you have already posted online?
I would depend on whatever.
As far as this Nolan Wells situation, what side do you believe that those 3 white boys unalived him, or do you think he unalived himself?
No, there would never be no suicide. I can't see him killing himself.
Okay, I need you to say which
He was
side.
having a good time.
I need you to say which are you.
Them white boys caught that black boy out there and left him to die because
So-
I guarantee he went out there to be the white.
And they got multiple videos of him in the water saying, swim. And they
So
can
if
swim.
tomorrow, if the evidence showed that he unalived himself, would y'all still believe y'all's opinion, or
That's
would
not believing.
They
or
never-
would you believe what the evidence showed?
They would never say that.
Black people strive to live. Even if they kill somebody, they still gonna run and hide and strive to live.
And
Oh, white person? Shit, I kill him and I kill myself.
And the rumors is all them white kids, all
Dante.
their parents is like,
Mike,
all their parents is like celebrities, like lawyers.
they're not celebrities; they're just high-ranking people in society.
Yeah. To the point where they can
The
hurt
white
their
man's
kids'
society.
actions or what they did.
And that's why if new evidence came out for this Nolan Wells situation, it would not change my opinion unless it was on how they unalive Nolan. I still believe that those three people need to be locked up in jail because they unalived that boy, and I would not change it even if the evidence proved that they didn't, because it's always going to be doctored to fit the narrative, and that's the narrative they want us. They want really to keep it hot at 100. And I think that's what I'm going to talk about next Saturday, is why they're putting all this stuff out there to distract us, because black folks was keeping the key ha ha's when the Epstein files was coming out, because we really wanted to see all the little dirt, which I kind of already know who was on that list, but a lot of you guys didn't. And it stirred up a lot of these white folks that didn't know these white folks was out here doing white folk shit, but as black folks did. And so they're covering it up. So they keep bringing these black stories out to distract us, to put us past that. But that's what this
Like
is. So
this young man, they said it was no force, so nobody heard him. I mean, you can throw somebody off the boat, and that's gonna take the same thing. If he can't swim, he can't swim. And you're on an island.
first of all, ain't nobody gonna jump freely out of damn boat that they know willingly they can't swim. And his parents stated that that boy swim like a dolphin. So there's no, unless y'all put a brick on that boy's ankle and push him out, and he can't get it off. And he's telling you, I can't get it off. It's making me not able to swim. And y'all edit some shit. That's the reason why y'all deleted the messages out the phone.
Yeah,
That's
the
why y'all
videos I
deleted the
seen,
videos out his phone.
the
And
videos
y'all
I seen,
sent
it was
that
like
boy's phone back with a relative to give to his mother, who happened to check this boy's phone, and all his stuff was deleted. How y'all getting his phone to delete it?
for the videos I seen.
No,
You
but
was
here's the
water,
thing. If Nolan, here, off the record, if Nolan left on his own free will, right, without his phone, that means most people nowadays have what? Face recognition, fingerprint,
you right.
password, numbers.
They bought us
Okay, so how did you three people get into Nolan's phone if he's already had left you guys, right? He's left you guys. You guys made it all the way back to his home, to your home, safe and sound, right? With your parents. Snug in your bed, back doing the same smuggler duggler shit you've been doing before you left, right? You kept the boy's phone, wasn't even gonna give up the boy's phone until somebody said, go get that man's phone. And somebody came and got the phone. How did y'all have his password?
That's why I need a real lawyer. You making sense because
How did y'all get
if
that
they was in the
boy's
water,
password?
you're right.
Because if y'all said that boy left y'all hour and a half ago prior to,
Phone, please.
how did y'all get his phone? Okay, we figured out that y'all was arguing, da 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 da. And he might have walked away in the heated moment and left his phone. But here's the thing. He didn't leave away heated by himself. Y'all followed him. Y'all did what y'all did to that boy. Y'all fucking took his dead finger, dead face, and y'all did what y'all had to do to get in that boy's phone. Because I don't believe he's gonna say boys are different for females. A girl will give her best friend a code to her phone, but then think about it and then change it. You see what I'm saying?
See the videos. The shit make
Guys don't give other dudes their password by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Dudes just don't do that thing. So I can't see any sensible teenage boy giving another teenage boy his code unless it was forced.
Baby, you right, but the videos I see that's on goddamn Facebook, it's him and four white boys.
Dante,
They
we
got
know.
their arms
Okay,
around each other.
we know this. We're not talking about the case. We know this. What we're talking about is the facts of the case. And the fact states that, how do you walk away from the only black kid in your group and think that nobody's going to make a fuss about it?
It was planned. and that was smart about it.
They was not smart
Ain't
about it
nobody
because
about it.
they wasn't smart about it. Because if they were smart about it, nobody'd be talking about it.
It's still a mystery.
It's not a mystery. It's shit trying to be swept under the rug, and they can't sweep it under the rug because as far as they sweeping it, we're pulling the thread out. So fuck you trying to, we're not pulling the rug out, we're pulling the thread out. Therefore, it's gonna take a while before you even can get another fucking rug to sweep any fucking thing under. Does that make sense? It's gonna be a while. Off the record. At what point does public opinion become a punishment before the legal process has finished? So basically, at what point does a public mindset become a punishment? So, in other words, like us having this debate up here about how we feel, how does that start becoming a punishment before, like, okay, y'all, for instance, the Chud the Builder situation, and we take that. Y'all know what Chud did. You know, he was known for racial slurs, calling people, black people out their name, whatever. He went to jail for shooting somebody, including himself. I don't remember if he unalived that person, but I think he did. He's in jail, okay? Our opinion was so strong out here, it evoked a copycat to come out on his behalf, right? And what happened to him? He got punished because a group of black people he walked up to in LA fucked his ass up. He fucked around and found out. And then he got into jail and got fucked up at the same damn time, saying the wrong fucking thing to the wrong group of fucking people that wasn't about to handle that, have that shit. They was about that life. And he found out real quick. Do you think us talking about these white boys is going to get a group of people to go and retaliate? Like most incidents, like the Trump situation where he said, go to the White House and go destroy it. And all those fucking crazy ass white folks went up there and destroyed it. Like, when does that become a punishment? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But it's still,
What do you think?
it's still
Basically, is how far do you go of stating your opinion before it becomes a uproar and a riot, before the actual legal proceedings are done? Before, do we go take our street justice, or do we let the legal part? How far does it go? Sometimes people go take street justice before the legal part even ends and fuck up the whole case.
Okay.
I guess that was a deep and hard question, but again,
Hey, what's that shit? Protesting when they march and shit.
yeah,
Is that the same thing? And
yeah.
some people get killed like that, like how Martin Luther King had them. But
I mean, yeah, we
sometimes you
can
gotta
go
stand
back.
for your justice. You might die for it, but some people willing to die for the right.
Do that out. Off the record, have social media and podcasts become a courtroom where everybody is a judge and the audience is the jury? I think most cases, what you guys see on podcasts nowadays, people do react again instead of think. They don't get, they don't give people the opportunity to get all the information together before they start.
You right. You right. That's why most times they give them a chance to get a lawyer. That's why they give them a chance to get a lawyer. Because your laws, you ain't gotta say shit.
But do you
The
think?
more information you give them, the more
But do
they
you
got.
think like things like TMZ and all of that, the Shade Room? Do you think they've now become more of, like me? I'm more of a judge, and the couch and the audience is the jury. We're judging these white boys before the actual court proceedings. Do you think that happens more often? I honestly do with these people that don't get all the information first. Yeah, I do. A lot of these YouTubers.
You're right, but yeah, it's a white boy. Black Stephen too.
Can you please speak into the mic for the 80th time?
Stop. That.
Off the record, is it possible to support accountability while also believing people deserve a fair process? Yeah, because how else is it going to be fair if people don't take accountability for the things they done? How can the court be equal if the court is doing fraudulent shit? So therefore, if you lead with fraudulent, everything down to the sentencing is going to be fraudulent. So if you take accountability from the courtroom all the way down to the proceedings, down to sentencing, then it all would be justified and make sense. You know what I'm saying? So accountability, it needs to be a process. Off the record, what responsibility do creators like me have when talking about a case that's still being debated? Doing exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Right? Deep ass questions and ask you guys to look at it in a different view. Take these questions and put all the answers to his case into these little, what do you feel, how do you feel, ask yourself these questions, do the research. I mean, I can't come to no conclusions because I don't have all of the information. And once they start bringing this shit into actual court and get these lawyers in place and we see trials, which I'm going to be watching, I can stream it on Twitch so you guys can be watching if you guys don't watch it. And we're just going to be watching and commenting, and we're just going to be saying, oh, didn't know that. Ooh, didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So I guess for any creators, keep an open mind. Get all your information before you start blurting shit out. Think. Stupid. Off the record. What would you guys say to a creator like myself about a case that's still vitally being talked about, is vitally viral right now?
Nothing because why?
If you don't talk in that mic, I'm gonna punch you in your eye.
Nothing.
What would you
It's
say?
not the open page. Can't talk about it.
They can't talk about. We can talk about it.
Oh, I didn't know. That's what I always talk.
No,
Open page, you can't even speak on it.
it's being debated. We're talking about it now. We could talk about it, but if they start proceeding, the people that are going to court can't talk about it.
Okay, I was about to ask one.
What do you feel about what would you say to a creator? Would you tell him keep an open mind, or would you tell him just blurt out every fucking thing?
You have to keep an open mind. Because if you don't know any facts, open mind, well, having an open mind is still fact. It's your opinion. Everyone gets their opinion. Everyone has a different opinion. Some people's opinion is more stupid than other people's opinion. But as long as you got an opinion, I mean, that's justifiable.
I also say that, as a creator, that you have to create questions, good questions that can actually be answered and evokes everybody's thought process, not just one set of people. You know what I'm saying? To fit your narrative, it literally has to fit everybody's narrative. Off the record, if you were the person at the center of the national story, what kind of treatment would you hope the public gave you? Fair. I want you guys to be fair. If it was me, I would want you guys to be fair, and what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. If I'm wrong, call me out. If I'm right, give me the support I need to make sure that shit gets done. You know what I'm saying? If I can't because I'm emotionally overwhelmed, then be the support team and y'all help me get the information I need. I would do the same for you. You know what I'm saying? I want to give y'all a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thank you for coming and tuning in tonight on a podcast of the Universal Jungle with your chick Nova girl. You know what I'm saying? AKA Nova Biatch. Okay, thank y'all so much for tuning in. And as always, follow, like, subscribe, be a part of the Universal Jungle. The more you guys do for me, the more I can do back for you guys, you know. Until next time. Okay, y'all. Remember, y'all motherfuckers can leave the jungle, but the jungle will never leave you. And as always, welcome to the jungle, baby. Ah.
All right, my beautiful people. That's another Freestyle Saturday in the books. We laughed, we learned, we side-eyed, and we spoke truth to the power. Just remember, life is a jungle, but in here, we don't just survive, we thrive. If you felt the vibe today, go ahead and share this with somebody who needs a little Nova energy in their life. Follow me on all my social medias at the Universal Jungle so you'll never miss the next adventure. And as always, stay curious, stay unapologetic, and keep your spirits loud. I am Nova Girl, and until next time, welcome to the jungle, baby.